Welcome on the Deadwood Jedi. I have with me a friend of the channel, a friend of mine personally, Mr. Mad Capper. Thank you for being on, good sir. We are here because the two of us, well, I have dragons running in the background. I just have that up in case we need it. But what we have is we've been getting these hints, these pieces of fragments for us. So I was given a, let me pull this up here on the old screen. I was given this image, what I happily like to call the door knocker. This mystery piece to something. We don't know what, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Well, who knows where the conversation leads to. We might talk about other things, but, you know. But we'll start here. And I was given this. What piece was yours, Capper? Was it number 5?
The shield, which I actually don't think is a shield anymore. I think it's a forearm.
Like a bracer.
Thing. Right? Yeah, like a bracer, like an old style where it's just the front half.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it is. The shield looked a little too skinny for a shield.
It's a good call. I was looking at it earlier today, and I kind of came to that same conclusion. I was like, but initially I was like, definitely a shield, totally a shield. And I was like, wait a minute, maybe that's something else. So anyway, we've gotten all these pieces, us along with 5 other content creators, Cold Brew, Hell Hades, Odd One Gaming, YST, and who am I missing? And Nub Raids. Those 5 all got pieces as well, and so we have them all. And I figured we could, we're gonna kind of, talk a little bit about what we have here. So, yeah. In case anybody hasn't seen, these are the pieces I'm talking about. We got these shoulders here from Odd One Gaming. We've got the pleasure machine from Hell Hades. This is a.
They didn't even try. Like, it's even got a rounded tip end that looks like it's got different settings. Like
it looks designed for very specific reasons. Yeah,
medieval, funky town.
Moving on. Nub presented this fine piece here. Also a pleasure instrument potentially. Moving on, we also had this is Cold Brew's. Cold Brew had the necklace. Well, that's what it appears to be to me. I think it goes without saying that's some kind of,
it could be a belt that tickles the. I mean, if we're going with the theme, right? Like it could.
Have you ever
seen the wind chimes?
Have you ever seen freaking The Good Place?
Yes,
the wind chimes. Those are the wind chimes.
The wind chimes.
Yes. That's good. That's good. Of course, Capper has the shield / forearm guard. This one was YST's. He's got the mean mouth cummerbund, as I like to refer to it.
Yeah.
This is the belt. This is the title. I think when you win, whatever you're doing, you just get to raise that up and carry that around. And then I had the door knocker to finish it all off.
I think it could be a piercing if we were going down the other route. It could be a piercing for certain areas of the body.
Yes,
right?
Yes, yep. That's certainly a potential thing. Yeah. Usually, though, the only thing I would say is usually I think when you get a piercing, you get the ring in the piercing. You don't get a piercing with the ring inside of it, which I think.
But I'm thinking the ring's the piercing, and then that's like a little cover just to add flair.
Nice. So basically,
it's like Beyonce level. It's not just your garden variety. It's
Got you. I can I can appreciate that. That's disturbing. So yeah,
apologies to Beyonce if you don't have any piercings. I apologize.
I don't. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure Queen Bee is gonna be, she's fine with it, Worst things have been said about her,
That's true. Sure.
That's very true. But these are the 7 pieces that we have. I think if we look at it all together, there's obviously, there's something I said in my little video that this is a very Shadowkin-esque type of vibe going on here, right? It does seem very Asian themed, East Asian themed. You can definitely see that in the style of the dragon on your arm piece. I think that kind of goes without saying. So I don't know.
Yeah, this feels definitely Chinese or Japanese inspired. I mean,
right?
I mean, there's a lot of different things that I've heard. There's a lot of different theories out there. Obviously, other content creators done videos. I had the first video out there because I didn't realize, like, I didn't know how to get. I just said I'll put out a video. Maybe someone will say hi, and I got the good things too. The biggest everyone thought it was going to be a Forge Pass set. This was the new Forge Pass.
So basically,
of which I disagree.
7 pieces of gear here.
Yeah, but that's the problem, is that it's 7
pieces. Yeah.
So, but at the time, keep in mind that I didn't know what the 7 were. So all I knew was 6. Maybe the 7th was the set combined. Maybe it was something. But no, this is definitely 7.
Yep. That could
So,
be. I
yeah,
mean, well, you know how we have stone skin, we have protection sets going out to 9. There's a possibility that maybe there's 2 pieces still yet to be discovered. The only thing I would say though, like in regards to that, is these aren't designed like any of the other set pieces we have in the game, right? Like
exactly.
We don't have a belt. Like the pants are missing from this description, and I don't feel like you know.
And I don't. And I'd like to kind of curious as to where the door knocker's going then. If it was a,
I'm real curious about that too.
Like, are the beads an actual ankle bracelet? And then maybe
I would assume that. Oh, but we have a necklace too. Oh, maybe
we have a necklace, right?
The beads could be the ring. Okay.
Yeah.
The beads could be the ring. Your armbar could be the glove, right? That could be the arm glove thing. It could be the shield too. I don't know what maybe the thing that I thought was a pauldron is maybe a hat instead. That could be a possibility. The door knocker, maybe that's what holds the banner in place. So you put a Shadowkin banner like behind it, underneath it. That could be. Maybe that's the ring. There's
maybe they're knee pad. Maybe that could be a ring.
Could be a ring.
Knee pads. Very intricate. Knee guards.
I mean, the issue, of course, is that we're missing boots. We're missing a chest piece. We're missing, even stretching some of this out, we're missing a few pieces here. Doesn't quite seem to work, in my opinion.
And the weapon is suspect at best. The weapon is
the weapon's the most impressive and obvious part about all of this. I feel like it's the easiest. I'm running away from that. I mean,
like, is that a new way to provoke? Like,
that's good. Yeah, because some people would run towards it, some people would run away from it.
Yeah. Or just transfixed.
Oh, sure.
That's going to go somewhere. I don't want that to go. That's out. I'm tapping out. Auto tap out.
Yep. Yeah. There's a 50-50 shot of enemies being feared or provoked by that. I feel like and then
Rotos 50-50. Just turns real. Rotos actually rematerializes.
He comes back. He's no longer undead.
Okay, I'm awake. What the shit? I'm just,
Yep. That sounds. That's. I feel
highly
like
professional broadcast.
So glad I can have Capper on. My cousins watch this, so let's.
Yeah, I don't know how you see. You showed up a little later than everyone else. Everyone else, the Brits, they got the early jump on us, and they did they already put together. They obviously excluded me. I don't know why they don't like you, but they threw me like right away. They're like, "Oh, we got a video already." It was like 7 hours later they recorded it. So little suspect there. Not that I'm bitter or anything.
There's a problem with these Europeans. They go on their own time. I don't understand how it works, my friend. I don't get it. Well, at least we Americans can stick together on this one, right? The two of us.
Exactly.
Well, look, obviously this is not really a gear set. I don't think that makes any sense when we talk about it. The real two possibilities that everybody's been talking about is this is a new champion or it's a new boss.
Yes.
These are the two things I floated. Obviously, we do have that gap in our clan boss thing. So that might be the next clan boss is at least one possibility that's out there. I don't know how do you feel about that? Do you think that's something that's a realistic possibility?
I've been flipping back and forth, and for me the easy thing to say would be, oh yeah, it's absolutely a new champion. But I feel like we've done a lot of new champions, right? And we did a whole thing with I mean, you were a part of it with Ultimate Death Knight and the whole Death Knight saga.
Yep.
Which kind of just grew a life of its own. From I would say Layla was where it all started because her ultimate love for Death Knight.
I definitely feel like that's
and their
Layla.
Commercials.
Yep, 100%.
And then, so there has been some big hype versions of around. Obviously, Ronda Rousey promoting her, Alexander and Ninja. Deliana was absolutely just brushed over those. So they don't do it all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Deliana had a big fanfare, for example.
It seems like they always have somebody for new people to come in to hopefully get excited about, right? And to bring more people into the game. But I think, I don't think that they're able to have something of that, Ronda Ultimate Death Knight level all the time. And Ultimate Death Knight wasn't a login champ, right? He was just a daily play champ.
Was it?
Like, we all got him. It wasn't like, he was a login champ. Excuse me. He was a 7-day login champ, right? But I don't know that he was like new players only type of champion. Not that I'm sure, and that, actually, I guess that none of these kind of champions are really. I guess it's all just you play for.
No, I think I think they're all login daily login.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, so maybe this is one of those. That would make a lot of sense,
I do like the idea of it. I'm shocked given that the clan boss, I think the clan boss has literally called Plarium and been like, can you please just make a bigger version of me? Because I'm tired of getting beaten up. Like, Mullet River has some, like, I don't know what I did to him. I don't know why he's so angry. Him and Victor, like, they take turns. They're bullies. They're clan boss bullies.
Yeah.
And so that's why I feel like that's, and I did hear one of the big arguments was, well, they just dropped content with Shogun. But I think they had Shogun ready for a while now. I don't know. I just don't feel like and that's the thing, is I feel like this sort of thing lends more towards a boss, but I think the more obvious thing would be a login champion.
Well, we just got Live Arena not that long ago. We got Phantom Grove not that long ago. So I have to say, I think, I would be expecting us to get something new, if they're planning on dropping new content. I wouldn't be surprised if we get it before the year's out. I'll put it that way, right?
We could be getting
inside
both.
information or anything. I just thinking that could be a possibility, but I just don't see that that's coming right now. But my guess is, though, that like the Ronda thing's been running for a while. It's about time we got a new champion. I do think that's definitely a possibility. Artak,
Artak.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Artak, and we got,
But he just ended. He just ended like August 1st, I think, or something. So I think that was the last day anyone could get him. So from that perspective, makes sense. The animated series is over.
Yeah.
So
time to move to
you're not going to get anything new from that. So to me, I think the easy answer is a new login champion. I would like to see a boss. I would like to see a brand new boss. I would love it. I want a new clan boss.
That was one of the things I was thinking. Like, maybe it's a new Doom Tower boss,
or it'd be nice to get some new rotation.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
But
a new clan boss would be fantastic to have. But I'm hopeful it's not. I don't know. I don't know. Like at this point in the game, I'm a little bit torn between: do I want something Hydra style where you can't tune it, or something old school clan boss style that you can tune it? There's like this push and pull in my heart about, like, obviously, like, I do a lot of speed tuning. It'd be great to be able to perfect some teams, but there's something about that Hydra and the need to kind of how the grind of it never ends. I feel like is kind of exciting too. It's never the same thing twice.
And there's a long overdue. They had announced it when they first put in Hydra. There's another tier of Hydra to go.
Yeah, that's true.
There's supposed to be an Ultra Nightmare. So if they bring out a new champion that maybe lends towards the new tier of high, because new Hydra boss is nothing, because it's just a harder, stronger, more HP, faster, more resist. Like it's all that. They sure have added. I was just working on a video today that I don't know if it's such a pain, but 3 of the newer epics are basically Hydra epics. They're there specifically. Their whole kit lends towards supporting Hydra. So they've really been pushing new champions. Why else but to up the ante?
Well, I mean, and actually talking about new content, by the way, we have this new Hydra clash coming up like this week or next week, right? So like that's a whole. That's I mean I know it's new content, right? But still, it is like a whole new thing that they're going to be dropping in. So I wouldn't anticipate that this is. I actually not talking this out. I'm pretty sure this is not a new content boss or something like that. As much as it would be cool to have. Yeah. And by the way, I'm really I'm excited, but I'm also kind of dreading the new Hydra tournament. I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about it because I'm, right. I don't want to build Trundas for Hydra. I haven't wanted to do that in ever. And then I tried to do that on the test server just to see, and it was a colossal failure. So now I'm like, I need to grind so much more. There's so much to do that it's like not exciting to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, and no matter what you do with Trunda, there's still those who have Acrizia and those who don't. And those who have 2 Acrizias and those who don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have Acrizia. That's no problem.
Well, then I'm done. Nah, enough.
Look, I do Nightmare Hydra. It's not an issue for me, right? That's not an issue. Yeah. But I'm looking at those teams that are putting up 2 billion damage every time they go into Hydra, and I'm like, I have the chance to do that. I should actually be able to do that. Do I want to do that though? Is a whole other question.
Well, and I think content creators, I won't say who, in case people are like, shut them up, are saying like you have to fix hard level Hydra because with Trunda you can exploit hard level. Like who cares if you can do 500 million, 400 million on Nightmare? Who cares? Because the multipliers aren't that big for you not to just do
2 billion
billions on hard, right?
Yeah.
So you just put your best champions in hard, and who multiplier be damned. And they do need to fix it, and hopefully they will. Probably they won't for the first 7. Well, but they'll do 10x for. Oh wait, there already is a 10x for Trunda. Oh my! And Acrizia coming this weekend. What a surprise!
Shocker. The interesting thing about that, though, I'm really surprised though because like I let me phrase it differently. I understand the reticence of Plarium to try and change the multipliers because the truth of the matter is that 2 billion on hard is more bug than it is anything else because basically what it's saying is like if you have this one champion, you can put up these astronomical numbers. It's basically like doing a clan boss competition. But you either have Corpulent Cadaver or you don't have Corpulent Cadaver. And it wouldn't even be close to fair. Where every other team is like, I don't care how optimized you get, you're not cracking 300 million. Or you're doing 2 billion because you have Corpulent Cadaver. You know what I mean? Like that's the difference level there. And it's just such a how do you balance that? You can't. You literally can't. So they're probably gonna end up having to fix Trunda is probably what happens, honestly.
Well, I mean, you say that, but when Emic, the new fusion, that's the name Emic, Emerald,
Emic Trunkheart.
He was putting up crazy, stupid numbers because through that comp, and then did they go and say, okay, well, maybe we need to slap Corpulent Cadaver down? No, they didn't. They went and nerfed him, a legendary Void champion, rather than a rare champion, because they know that the reality is. They want to make the money off the legend. Who cares if the rare can do the damage? You need all those other champions, and that's what they're trying to get you to do. I don't know. Just seems.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things. I would actually say that I don't think that's the mindset behind it. I think that the ability of what Emic was doing was outstripping what they were expecting. We can say they didn't test it properly enough, and I think that's probably accurate. But I think what they were expecting from Emic, this wasn't it. I don't know that they even anticipated putting him into these comps because if they had, they should have been able to easily anticipate the result that they got from it. So that's actually what I'm thinking is like I actually like the idea behind them. Yeah, improve your shield by a certain percentage. That's great. So build that shield, create more shield. Like, and he's just gonna up it more. Makes a lot of sense. And I was really excited to try him in something like Scarab or Bommel. I thought, oh, this would be great for it. It's just the abuse part is obviously in Clan Boss. And now I'm wondering when I look at Hydra, and I know people who have Trunda are going to be really upset with me. I have 2 Trundas. That's not the issue. It's about game balance. But she's in comparison to those other champions, her ability is so broken, especially at lower levels where it's easier for her to survive and it's easier to ramp up the damage that she's doing. It seems like that's a real issue. I know we just had that Hydra tournament, and plenty of champions can do what Trunda can do at higher difficulties, right? We're talking about like what's not Marishka, but the other one, Taurus, right? He was crushing it, right? There's plenty of really good champions for Hydra. I feel like Akrizi obviously is fairly broken in her own right, but
Canute is even right.
Newt is fantastic, absolutely.
Just a fusion, he's amazing.
But that gap between them is so dramatic. I just don't even. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it seems like that would be the simplest solution.
I remember the first time testing it, my Trunda was doing 10 million per splash. Like, you basically used her A3 to kill the heads and her A2 to get 10 million plus. So obviously slight issue with it. A
little bit.
I don't know what they'll do.
A little bit.
Which has nothing to do with these 7, unless Trunda's going to be one of these 7 items. That might be
it's possible.
Interesting.
Sorry, I got carried off with the whole thing. So yeah, we got these 7. So if it's not a boss,
the necklace is actually a harness for the. Never mind. No. Yeah. Nope. PG-13. PG.
This is so. I mean, so do we agree? It's probably going to be the next login champion.
I think so. And if you say that, then I think the next step is, and I already saw it once, but being a Dota player for 5,000-6,000 hours, it's Monkey King. If it's a login champion, it's the Monkey King, because he uses a staff, right? A ancient dildo like staff, maybe not, but it is an intricate staff with designs. Definitely would have the Pan Asian theme, whether you want to call it the Chinese or the Japanese old style theme. He did wear van braces. That's why I want to go. Van braces. The pauldrons. I still don't know about the door knocker, but that could be, maybe that's connecting the family knockers, right? Like, maybe that's his style.
Could be.
But I think that, at least to me, that feels the biggest fit, is if it's a new champion, that new champion is going to be the Monkey King.
I agree.
I think every of this type of style of game that can fit this type of person or champion in it.
You have to put
League of Legends, Dota, all of them, right?
Wukong always goes in.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sun Wukong. Like, he's pretty classic, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to this, like, of all the pan East Asian gods, I think probably the most I don't know, what do you call it? Common to see, or at least identifiable, especially in the West, right? He's Goku. Like, Goku's definitely going to end up in the game one way or another. So,
I mean, they already have a Kitsune, or the many-tailed fox. The Yumiko is already that kind of. It's the same. That's the same lore. It's the same. So why wouldn't they? What? I'm surprised that they went with a Shadowkin. Or assuming, right? Under a big assumption. Because Shadowkin, if you look at it, that's probably the bet. Like, there's not a bad champ. There's not a champ. There's some underwhelming legendaries, but there's not truly a champion. You're like, oh, I just lost when you pulled. Like, and yet,
no, that's true.
There's, they bring out the Wood Elves. You would have thought that would have been their deal, but hey, I'm all for it if that's what this is. Which makes sense. It's a login champion. You want to create hype, but you don't want to spend the money like you used to. You're not going to be getting Ronda or Ninja or any of those. This is a good way to go, because it's such a recognizable character that across all platforms, people just love getting. So I think it can work.
No, absolutely. Like, he's already, I haven't even seen a champion render, and just the idea of him, I'm like, oh, it's already one of my favorites. Like, automatically. You know,
Yeah.
like I hope he's really, really good and somebody we can use a lot.
And I'm going to be
'cause
so mad if it's not. I just want to say that I'm going to be so mad if
you
it's
hear
not,
that?
If it
It
is
better
like
be.
a
It better
Forge
be.
Pass. New Forge Pass.
Better
What
be
if you
Sung
could
Wukong.
Forge
That's all I can
Pass-
say. Forge
What
Pass.
if you
That'd be
could
so
Forge
disappointing.
Pass
Sure, why not? Literally, why not?
I guess it's still
It's actually kind of surprising that they haven't done that. You know,
So I mean, not that this necessarily leans into that, but I'm just trying to think of any other possibility.
Yeah, I don't think there's any realistic possibilities outside of that. You know, unless the only other, like literally the only other thing would be some kind of boss. You know, these are clearly pieces for the design of, you know, some kind of a character of some sort, whether it's a boss character or a player character.
Yeah.
I
would almost think that the Monkey King should be a boss. Like I feel like that's a pretty epic boss that you have to fight.
I would be down for that. I would so be down for that. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it would be amazing. It'd be amazing.
But I don't think it would be a clan boss because I think they talked about it on the Eurovision group.
Although, only thing I don't want some Wukong to be like this nasty, you know, me, like all the bosses are mean. They're all jerks, you know what I mean? Like none of them are like, oh, that guy looks cool. I really want to, you know, like no. I want to root for the guy, you know? Temperamental Monkey King. That's what I want to root for. Well, okay, look, we've been rambling for 30 minutes. I'm sure people are probably in agreement with us, or they're not. They think we're stupid and they have another idea. And if so, go ahead and let us know in the comments. Just don't be too much of a jerk, you know, tongue in cheek kind of thing. You can be as much of a jerk to him as you want. That's not true. Don't do that. I can be a jerk to him.
What
you guys? Have to be
best
nice.
comment? Oh, sorry, this way. Best comment as to what that far. I can't point that far, but what that far piece is.
This one right here.
This
one
ancient
right
flashlight. A
there
walking cane. It's
a screwdriver.
It's a juicer. You look at that top there. It's a juicer for oranges.
Oh, sure. I was thinking screwdriver.
Or lemons.
Yeah. Juicer could work.
Oh, a screwdriver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one of those multi bits where it'll get any screw out. It'll screw whatever you need. If you're in a jam, this thing will screw anything.
I regret this conversation so much already. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for Mad Capper for coming on, and also never again. It's been a pleasure. No hat because of headphones. Just my usual ones over the ear aren't present. I know that's an important question, but for those few comments that you guys get, we'll know if you watch the whole video or not. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Till next we meet, I'm the DeadwoodJedi. Go check out Mad Capper. His links stuff are in the comment description of the video. And
do it now.
Peace.